Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Listen Up on this very special Sunday. As to start the episode, I have a pretty special message as today is Phil's birthday. So happy birthday. And today's the big 3-0, right? The big 3-0 today.
Over the hill. They say number 50, Ryan, is over the hill, but I'm feeling it now, man. Over the hill at only 30 years old. I appreciate you a lot, man.
So everybody wish Phil a happy birthday in the comments. And also while you're at it, don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe while you guys are wishing Phil a happy birthday. And real quick also, you want to tell them where you're headed off to tomorrow morning?
All right, so flying down south to Florida, Miami. It wasn't going to announce it, Ryan, but just a little getaway. Several things going on while I'm down there. But the main thing that I will announce is that you and I have agreed to have a special episode from Miami, live from Miami.
Yeah.
Hoping I can get a nice backdrop behind me. Nice backdrop always behind me of the UConn Husky, but something different for a change. So I appreciate you agreeing to that. And I don't know what day will be yet, but definitely looking forward to coming on with you from Miami.
And also a couple more announcements before we get started on today's topic. A couple special guests coming on in August. I already announced that, but sometime in August we're gonna get both of them on. So probably in about a month or so, maybe. Hopefully we can get both of those interviews out to you guys. And also we're gonna be mailing the shirts out to the winner of the giveaway very, very soon. I know it's been a while, but we finally got those back, so we'll be doing that pretty soon. But now on today's topic for this morning, of course, is Diana Taurasi. Of course, we talked about Maya more on Thursday. We figured it was only right to talk about DT for today, who came in ranked at number 21 by ESPN on their list of top 100 athletes of the 21st century. I believe Maya Moore was ranked 36, so DT a couple spots ahead of Maya. But I don't really think it's too high of a ranking for Taurasi. What she's done with her career is pretty incredible. All the accolades. And I said with Maya Moore on Thursday, I don't think I've ever seen a player with more accolades. Turns out I was wrong. Diana Taurasi definitely passes her in that. Three championships with UConn, Player of the Year, two Naismith Awards, and then of course what she did in the WNBA is pretty impressive with the Mercury. 22 seasons with the same team. You definitely don't see that anymore in any sport with any player staying 22 seasons with the same team. Three championships as well with the Mercury, gold medal wins. Going for another one, of course, this year with Team USA. So hopefully they can win the gold this year. All-time leading scorer, three-point shooter in the W. So, and of course, about a month ago, DT reached 10,000 points. So another spectacular accolade to add on to the list, and still going strong at the age of 42 years old. So just an incredible career from Taurasi, and words can't really describe how great of a player she was and still is, frankly. And it's just amazing the mark that she's left on the women's game.
Yeah. Again, this is top 100 athletes, top 100 athletes of the 21st century. Diana Taurasi lands at number 21. You know, Ryan, arguably the biggest name in UConn women's basketball history, right? And I don't even think it's an argument. I think, wouldn't you agree, Diana Taurasi, the greatest of all time in WNBA history? I know there's some big names. I get it. But I think that you can make a statement for number one.
Yeah, I think you definitely can. Of course, she's obviously ranked the highest on this list, but despite that, I think you can definitely make the argument that she is the GOAT of the women's game. Like I said, especially doing it for 22 years. leading scorer, 10,000 plus points now, leading 3-point shooter, and just the dominance that she's had over the years in the league. You can definitely make a strong argument.
Yeah, I'll say it again. Diana Taurasi, it says, according to ESPN, it says now 22 years later, now 22 years after that, she's still going at 42. The only player in the league to hit 10,000 points. Taurasi has spent her entire career with the Phoenix Mercury, and has led the WNBA in scoring 5 times. That's another big thing for me, Ryan, that stood out. She has spent her entire career with Phoenix. How many athletes, Ryan? And maybe it's not the front office's fault of these teams. Maybe it's not the athlete's fault. It's no rule to it, but isn't it kind of wonderful, especially if it's your team, to have one player there through ups and downs? And again, we're living in a sports world now where you see an athlete spend about 2 to 3 years, maybe not even that long, with one team, and they're gone.
Yeah, it's definitely remarkable, and of course, it's not just in professional sports now. It's also the college game where there's not a lot of loyalty. I would say, athletes hitting the transfer portal in their freshman years. Not like back then, where these players like Maya Moore and Diana Taurasi stayed all 4 years, and obviously we're able to have a lot more success. But yeah, it's pretty incredible, especially in a professional sport like Taurasi with the Mercury, to stay there for her whole career, 20 plus years. I'm not really sure the last athlete that's had that long of a stint, and especially to stay their whole career with one team.
Hey, very quickly, I'm counting on Ryan to drop the email for our mailbag in the section below this video. And Ryan, Morgan Valley and KK Arnold, 2 big names to appear on this podcast before the new season starts in November, I believe, unless they change something. The new season will start in November, like always. So Morgan Valley and KK Arnold, we want you guys to get involved. Please, 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 if anybody, I know Jason will drop his questions in the mailbag. We want everybody to get involved. We might not get to all of them, but we want you to email us with some questions for Morgan Valley and KK Arnold to ask them while they come on the interview with us on this podcast. Ryan, speaking about Diana Taurasi this morning on this beautiful Sunday morning, listen to this. According to a source, CT Insider, UConn women's basketball star Paige Beckers mingled with Husky greats Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird at the WNBA All-Star Game Saturday night. So again, we just cannot come on these episodes without mentioning Beckers. And I'll tell you what, a shout out to Ryan for this one. I believe Arike Agumbawale went off in that game.
Yeah, that was quite the performance last night from the WNBA All-Stars, of course, defeating Team USA. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the game, but I did see where my girl Arike Agumbawale did have quite the performance. I think she lit it up in the second half, especially. Of course, we had Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark going off together. Pretty nice to see them playing together on the same team. There they kind of said they were excited. So both of them had a really good performance. Of course, Clark and Reese both chasing down that Rookie of the Year hopes for both of them to win that award. But yeah, I think some of the players on the WNBA All Stars were kind of saying they needed to get Team USA warmed up and get them ready to head into the Paris Olympics. So hopefully that was a little wake up and warm up game for them to get the USA team ready.
All right. Once again, before comments, congratulations to Diana Taurasi for landing at number 21 on ESPN's top 100 athletes of the 21st century. Let's go ahead and get down into comments. Ryan's favorite part of the podcast. Jason D'Amico has a short one for you, Ryan. I'm sorry, they're not all long and sweet. I'm just kidding. We appreciate his company a lot every single video. Jason said, "Congrats to Maya. Very impressive. Peace."
Yeah, it was, it certainly is pretty impressive what she did during her career. Is of course all the stuff she did at UConn, and of course a little, perhaps shortened career than what some were expecting with Minnesota. But in her, it wasn't really a short time there, but in her years there, she definitely still accomplished a good amount of stuff. Of course, not as much stuff as Diana Taurasi did with the Phoenix Mercury, but of course, Taurasi did play just a couple more years than what Maya Moore did. And of course, Taurasi's still going on today with Phoenix.
We thank you guys so much. We know it is a slow time of the year, right, Ryan? You told me the off season. But again, for the people that came through on the last video, thank you, thank you, thank you a whole lot. Ryan, Michael Lawson said, got a question for Phil and Ryan, KK Arnold. Oh, so Ryan, you might have to write this one down for the interview. This question is about Paige. If flag football was an Olympic sport and she played on the Olympic basketball team, also, will she play both if eligible? I'm not even aware. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm not. Maybe I should feel bad about this. I'm not aware of any flag football announcements.
No, not I don't think there is. I did see some on ESPN the other day of some of the younger generation playing flag football. I definitely wouldn't put it past Paige to play both flag football and basketball at the same time. Of course, with the athlete that she is, definitely wouldn't put it past her. But yeah, of course, listen up, Maryland@gmail.com is the email if you guys want to email us some questions or put them in the comments as well. I do remember seeing a couple from last video, so we'll definitely check all the comments as well.
You know, Lindsay Matthews, I love the last part of her comment. She said, life is good in Connecticut. Yeah, that gives us another reason to visit a second time, Ryan and I, when the leaves start falling off the trees, right, Ryan? Let's go over to one more. Kirk Peters. This is a new name. I don't remember this name, but hey, we hope that he stays around. We hope we see this name all the way until March and beyond next year. Kirk Peters said, gentlemen, to begin, you two are awesome. I'm 67 years old. I'm a 67-year-old UConn women's basketball fanatic. Ryan, now I can say I'm a 30-year-old UConn women's basketball fanatic. Beginning with, well, I'm sorry, he said baseball fanatic. I'm assuming he meant basketball. I'm not too sure. Beginning with me attending a women's game in the old field house. What seriously excites me for the 24-25 season is what Gino will employ with their full court press defense. It's been so long since they've been able to employ this because of their lack of depth. For many years, it was their signature defense that crushed opponents. It's not a defense that is unfair to use against inferior opponents, but using it all year round will prepare them for the Notre Dames, the USCs, and even the South Carolina women. And then he goes on to say the best part for us fans will be to witness the physicality of these amazing women and to enjoy more fast breaking offense. I can't wait, Kirk Peters.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong, and I think for sure when UConn lost in the Sweet 16 to Ohio State, and of course they lost mostly because of that full court press. And I think this past season maybe learned from that a little bit. And if I do remember correctly, they did try to implement it, I think, a little bit during the season, maybe a little bit into March Madness as well. But maybe we will see it more often during the season this year. Of course, hopefully with a little bit more depth and luck with on our side for this year. Maybe we will see the full court press a little bit more of that staggering defense like years past. But yeah, for sure, certainly we can expect to see more fast break opportunities on offense. Definitely don't expect those to go away at all.
Ryan, the more you practice the art of thankfulness, the more you have to be thankful for. I can't thank everybody enough. The list goes on and on and on. Let's not put the spotlight on me. Let's actually turn the spotlight off. It's time for that. But I just wanted to share my thankfulness, rather, for my thanks for my great and amazing dispatch staff at work. And it all starts with you, Ryan. It all starts with this podcast, these subscribers, everybody that comes through. Just thank you for these amazing years. And I thank God for 30 years. And I hope, Ryan, that you and I are around another 30 plus, and I get to share my thoughts with you about UConn Huskies women's basketball when I'm, say, 60, around 60 years old, maybe walking through this door with a cane or a walker. Phil and Rye on Listen Up.